violence against women.
Orange the world.
Stop violence against women.
Orange the world.
In observance of this year's International Day for the Elimination of Violence Against Women, the Seroptimists International Nigeria, a non-governmental organization, has commenced a 16-day of activism against gender-based violence in Lagos State, southwest Nigeria. During a press conference, the association's president, Mrs. Mubarakat Augusto Agoro, reiterated their commitment to combating and eradicating gender-based violence in the country, particularly through extensive awareness campaigns. Voice of Nigeria's correspondent Cynthia Okere, who attended the event, completes the story.
It was in compliance with the United Nations Declaration of 16 Days of Activism against Gender-Based Violence and the call to Orange the World that the Seroptimist International Nigeria Association convened to raise awareness about the urgent need to eliminate all forms of violence against women and girls in Nigeria. Mrs. Mubarakat Augusto Agoro emphasized the importance of addressing the attitudes and behaviors that contribute to violence against women and girls in the country.
1 in 3 women experience physical or sexual violence worldwide. Hence, the United Nations, NGOs, and women worldwide will be drawing attention to this extreme violation of human rights. We, Seroptimists worldwide, intend to make ourselves heard as well. We must address the attitudes and behaviors that contribute to fear of violence for women in their day-to-day lives, showing the world that we are part of this crusade to say no to violence against women and girls. Let us dress up in orange, as the color orange symbolizes a brighter future without violence. Orange represents a future free of scourge and oppression.
Mrs. Agoro urged the government to allocate sufficient resources to help end violence against women in Nigeria. GBV is a consequence of inequality and discrimination against the female gender. We also call for commitments by politicians to be matched with adequate resources to stand with us and end violence against women and girls.
It is a very sensitive situation and also something that a lot of norms in the society actually support, and I believe it's something that you can't do all alone. You have to collaborate with either the government, religious leaders, and the other arms. So what effort are you doing to actually collaborate with those people to ensure that this particular effort is well disseminated?
Lagos is good when you approach them, especially through the ministries involved. They have always listened to us. We partner with government, we partner with other clubs, we partner with individuals, and then sometimes with companies to sponsor. Each one we get collaboration, we do on a larger scale. That is the core of our organization. Thank you.
The past national president, Mrs. Akerele Igboyin, and publicity secretary of the Seroptimist International Nigeria Association, Catherine Adeniyi, called on the media to play an active role in raising awareness and mobilizing individuals to foster change, particularly by informing communities about available sources to seek for help when the need arises.
Today being the International Day of Violence Against Women, you, members of the press, are aware that in Nigeria, this is one of the things that bothers us a lot. I was just reading recently about somebody who went for an operation in Enugu only to have kidney removed. Now, that is a violence.
My name is Mrs. Catherine Adeni. So today marks the first day of the campaign of GBV, and GBV stands for Gender-Based Violence, which is more focused on women and girls. It is actually an international recognized period of 16 days from today, November 25th to December 10th, of active awareness campaign of this pandemic. Why is it a pandemic? For example, every 10 minutes a woman dies, and we don't continue to create awareness of this, many women will continue to not understand the signs and will fall prey. Our culture makes women to stay with spouses, with partners.
Avoid stigma.
Avoid stigma and all of that. Meanwhile, if they end up dying from whatever form of gender-based violence, what happens to these children? And they're staying there, they're staying there because of these children. So what our purpose here is today, to create awareness, to create resources where people can go to for help, for assistance.
So what's the name of your organization?
Okay, so we are called Soroptimist International Nigeria Association. It's focused on the girl child. We're focused on how to empower, improve, and educate girls. And educate them on different realms, not just in academics, but also in general knowledge in how to take care of themselves, how to be better versions of themselves.
With the opposite sex.
Exactly. How to be groomed as responsible women, as responsible girls. But we have in Nigeria 20 clubs presently that are Soroptimist clubs. So you see, even though we're focused on girls, we're equally open to taking care of the boy child to an extent, because the truth is that we can't only groom the girls and neglect the boys. The boys also must learn how to be responsible, must learn how to be men.
Because I was almost coming to that side, because a lot of parents actually give focus, even the society generally, they focus more on the ladies, teaching them how to be good wives and forget the male children.
Exactly.
In that way, it cannot be one-sided, because it takes two to tango.
Exactly.
So whenever one side is ignored, there is no way such will be achieved, because the other one, as you're building up, they will be pulling down. So far, what are the feedback you have actually received from all the bulk work you have been doing?
Oh wow. So Optimist in Nigeria itself is almost 50 years. And so we have a lot of clubs that, like I said, have schools running till today. We have a lot of community impact. We have students who sponsor all the way to university level.
Wow.
Because every woman has a right to be educated.
So sometimes whenever the women are to be addressed, I feel the male counterpart actually looks so challenged, and they come up with a lot of defenses, especially that may be hindrance to you. I don't know whether you people have encountered such, or have you been receiving a massive support from the male counterparts?
Well, a lot of our women who are actually mothers in their own right and wives have supporting husbands or spouses who actually attend and support our events. And our own way of reaching out to the male gender is what I said, like in some of our projects, like we do a medical outreach, for example. We're not excluding the men. The men are also gaining from this medical outreach and getting the free medical service we provide.
So what kind of society would you want to see after this program? What kind of end result are you expecting?
Knowledge. A lot of women are very ignorant, and you'll be surprised that even if some women not even know they're being abused, because they're so used to that is how it has always been. So we need knowledge to say is power. We need women to have knowledge, to know when something is right and when something is wrong. We need to continue the work, because after these 16 days, there are still women who are endangered. So they need to know. We need to just continue to impact, and that is going to our local communities, going to our schools, going to where there's a gathering of women to let them know this is what is going on. So the work continues even after the 16 days.
Okay, finally, your advice to women, and do you see this journey of ending GBV achievable in Nigeria?
Anything is possible, but everything, like they say, Rome wasn't built in one day. It's a gradual thing, because we have culture and religion, which are two key things that really disrupt the process. But we're not going to give up. Regarding what you talk about, the man taking up more wives, it's culture. Can he try it abroad? It's culture. Many men who do all these things, who say, oh, they must have a side chick or whatever in Nigeria, when they go abroad, they don't do all these things. So they can conform. Because in some societies, it is a crime, and you will go to jail.
Okay, now that brings us to, what do you expect also from the government? What role do you want the government to play? Because the Western world, women are actually getting it well because of the kind of restrictions that the government is bringing, and they don't take anything women are fair as joke. Immediately they find out that this woman is being maltreated or marginalized, they will take the case so serious. So what kind of role do you think our government can play in making sure that women are taken care of, or make the environment more conducive for them in this African society, especially Nigeria?
The truth of the matter is that our leaders need a change of mindset. But we have a long way to go, if we want to be honest. If we look at the last elections that happened in the US, many women, educated women, white women, still voted for Trump, and they cannot vote for a woman, a whole America. So we in Nigeria, we cannot be complaining when we have certain segments and regions of our country that supports a man marrying more than one wife and suppressing the woman. So we have a very long way to go before we even start to talk about what can we do. It's a change of mindset.
Yeah.
It's gradual. But as we get more and more advanced and as we get more and more educated, it will happen.
Okay.
It will happen.
Thank you so much.
The theme for the 16 Days of Activism Against Gender-Based Violence, which takes place from November 25 to December 10, 2024, is every 9 minutes, a woman is killed from gender-based violence. From Lagos, I am Cynthia Okere reporting for Voice of Nigeria.
Stop violence against women. Orange the world. Stop violence against women.
Orange the world.